What is going on, guys? Zach here. Today I'm so pumped because we're going to be breaking down the opening 6-minute car chase sequence part of Edgar Wright's Baby Driver. Now if you guys haven't seen the movie, just press pause, stop watching this video right now and go see the film. It's incredible. If you guys want to get a bit of a glimpse of the film, this is definitely some way to get yourself really immersed in it and get yourself pumped for it. It does not ruin anything. It is the first 6 minutes. If you guys want to watch the video uncut without me blabbling over top of it, there's a link to it in the description below. I highly recommend taking a look at that before watching this video as well. But basically, I want to talk about how the editing can make you super immersed within this scene, and I'm going to be breaking down a 1-minute chunk of the 6-minute scene because it is just super nuts and super exciting. So without further ado, let's get into the edit and start talking about it. I chose a 1-minute sequence out of this whole thing, and it basically starts when the car starts reversing out from the bank robbery heist. Now, one thing to keep in mind through this scene, and one thing to keep in mind for the whole film, and all of Edgar Wright's films, is essentially it is cut to music, so there's already a metronome based into all the cutting. Which I think is a really good way to keep everything as a steady pace. And I think that's something to keep in mind for your films whenever you do it, is either have a temp track or have some sort of tempo in mind whenever you go into shooting or editing your films. So with this, it goes to the beat of this song, Bill Bottom. And what I really like about it is that it's not only cut to the beat, but it's also all of the movements, actions, and reactions are cut to the beat. So everything from like a car tail-ending another car, to someone turning their head is all cut to the rhythm of the beat. That's something to keep in mind when you watch the whole film because it happens the whole way through, and I noticed it so many more times when watching this opening sequence. Out of the 1 minute that I chose, there was 65 shots. That means there's over a shot a second. It is totally nuts. And when I broke down every single action/reaction shot, a lot of them just played out for like 5 frames. The longest shot I think played out for 2 seconds. A lot of them played out for half seconds. It was really, really quick editing, and that really got me excited because as an editor, I love to see how fast we can make things. So this is definitely a good example of how to edit something really fast, how to get your audience immersed. And for me, one of the biggest things is I don't have the budget to do a big, crazy Fast and the Furious car chase or a Baby Driver car chase. And the one thing that I noticed out of the minute that I chose was only half of it was just action and explosions and car smashing. The other was just reaction. And I decided to cut 2 of the scenes together. One was just reaction and one was just action. And it feels like a bit of a car commercial or just like lots of explosions and stuff. So then what does it feel like if we just do reaction? And in my eyes, reaction actually played out a lot better. I felt more immersed, I felt like I was more within the scene, and it kind of just reminded me of the opening sequence of Drive, which is actually one of my favorite car chase sequences and never escapes the body of the car. But without further ado, let's get into this actual sequence and start playing around with the edit, seeing how it cuts, seeing how scenes move. So we're going to start with the car backing up and then doing this crazy spin around. Now the first thing I'm going to bring up is this quick car wheel spin. If we break it down, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frames. And it basically just establishes that we're spinning the car around and gives us a nice close-up movement to bring us into this next shot. Now this is another shot I want to talk about because this is actually one of the longest shots of the sequence that I chose. And what's really crazy about it is it starts out as a wide, then goes into a medium, and then finishes up like a close-up. It's very much like a Spielberg shot. The next thing that I want to do is this reaction shot. Basically, this is another really long shot part of the sequence. I think, again, it plays out for around 2 seconds, and it's just Baby's expression. So before the car chase really ensues, we get inside his head, we start to feel how things are starting to play out, and we're inside his mind, which I think is a really necessary shot before we get into the action. Now we cut to a couple quick shots of the car spinning around through the city, we get a couple wides, and then we're now into reaction mode. So again, one of the key things to this whole sequence is capturing the reaction of all of the robbers. And to me, again, that's like the most immersive part, is seeing their facial expressions. How are they reacting to the scene? They're all brand new characters. We don't know who they are. We don't know anything about them. All we know is they're on an adrenaline ride just like us, and Baby's in the front seat. We then cut to this like crazy sequence within a intersection, and I want to talk about the shot choices part of this car accident here, which I thought was really cool. The first thing that blows me away is this sequence here. It's this really crazy sequence of shots that are about half a second each, and basically we get light, shift, stick, over, now we're here. I bet you didn't even notice it, but there is 2 shots in one here. It's one, and then we cut to a close-up of him hitting the pedal here. We do like a crazy punch-in. And I think that's something you guys should definitely keep in mind when editing some sort of action sequence, is the fact that to build excitement and build movement, zoom-ins and punch-ins are a really good way to build or emphasize excitement within a close-up. This hit is actually done in 3 shots. And again, the key thing is showing the reaction part of this accident. If it was just the accident playing out, this is how it would play. But seeing the reaction of one of the robbers within the car makes us feel more immersed. Having reaction from characters builds story. And that's the number one thing. If you had just shots of a car chase ensuing, you would just have action, no story. But having reaction from characters really starts to make you feel more immersed. You understand the story, and you're a lot more engaged. This is, again, one of the actually longer shots part of the scene. This plays out for 2 seconds here. And what I really like about it is the fact that it gives us a bit of breathing room. That's one thing that you should keep in mind for any of your action scenes. Have some breathing room. Now, this scene could have easily have played out like this. But what makes it feel so much more immersive is this series of close-ups that happen really quick. I think it only plays out for 3 seconds, but watch. And you just feel so much better when that happens, because you see the movement, you see how he moves within the scene. And I think that's, again, something that you should really keep in mind for doing your car chases. Have those series of close-ups. You want to feel like you're in the driver's seat or in the passenger seat as all of this ensues. If you guys like this, I'm going to be doing a bunch more in the future, kind of breaking down everything from music videos to commercials to some of my own projects. And if you guys have any questions or notes on how to do these a little bit better, I would love to hear them in the comment section below. If you guys like this video and want to check out more, I highly recommend taking a look at my YouTube channel. Give me a subscribe. I love you guys. And yeah, I will see you in a future video. Take care.